Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pop Culture Spread, our fun weekly movie and streaming news show. Let's talk big news, Jace. We got some DC news. Batman to be honored as first superhero on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I love this story. I think this is great. I think we need to have more of this represented in this culture because, as you know, as you walk down I've never been in Hollywood. I've never walked down there, but we all know we all see the stars that are out there and who's been honored and so forth, and it's the same sort of people. I think we need a diversity in here, and I think this is great.
Obviously, we have a differing opinion, and
Really?
if you ever tell, I'm the one who makes the thumbnail. I actually thought this was awful.
Really?
And I'll tell you where my comes from. Because I think of the Walk of Fame, and I think a list of actors and performers who have built bodies of work, who have done multiple roles, and there they are kind of laid out. And families of some of these past performers go there and, you know, they look after the star, and it's a point of pride. I think you have opened up Pandora's box in a bad way here by moving from real to fantasy. Batman isn't real. He's not a real character. He's a comic book character. And what I think takes away from the importance of what the Walk of, you know, when they designed this and started this Walk of Fame, it was about it was paying tribute to people that have entertained us over decades. And I honestly think you've opened up because, okay, where's my Darth Vader's Walk of Star? Where's my, hey, I want Homer Simpson. I want Peter Griffin. Where's my Papa Smurf star? Where's my Barbie star? You see what I'm trying to say? It just turns it into commercialism, and it takes it away from you know, the importance of it. Now, in this story, Rick, fair go. Their reasoning is the star is near the creators of Batman. So it's located in the same area as Bill Finger and Bob Kane and things like that. So from their perspective, they think they're honoring those creators. I don't agree. And I think if you were going to honor them and you wanted to do something like that, it shouldn't be a star. It should be something else that's separate, that doesn't put it in the same level as a star on there. I mean, like, Denzel Washington's got a star, Batman next to, and I freaking love Batman, dude. That's my perspective on it. You know, I just think in the long run, you've opened up just a silly Pandora's box.
Okay, so no, and that's a valid point. Yeah. So
that's
in years to come, you know, this generation of kids now that are starting to get into comics, because when so Batman for us is obviously, you know, the TV show, and then it, you know,
TV show. I mean, especially of my age, it's definitely growing up with the TV show and then moving into all the films.
Who do they have, this generation now, these younger kids now, who do they have to remember who these people are? They just, you know?
Batman was around in the 40s and 50s, dude, in the comics and all that. He's been around. He will be around for another 100 years. Batman ain't going anywhere. Like I said, I think if you want to do a memoriam of superheroes, hell, man, if it was up to me, I would build a Hall of Justice and have a museum just of all the DC characters. I just think what they've done here, this specific action, has taken away from, you know, generations of really skilled performers who have built careers, who have producers, directors, all that kind of thing. And I just think they've crossed the line. Should Batman be celebrated and encouraged? Yes. Build a freaking statue for the guy. I'm all in. Just let the bad taste in my mouth. And I'm in the minority, Rick. A lot of other people think it's awesome. It's been all over the media and being awesome. No one has raised the concerns I've raised. So I'm in the minority, but mate, that's what I believe.
Is this leading the way for superhero movies to be recognized in the Oscars and all the
We can
awards.
talk about that later in the show. We got a story specifically around that. So, and I'll definitely get into that later in the show about where that kind of leads. But yeah, I mean, wow. Do you know what I mean? Wow. Like for me,
why Batman first? Can we go on Superman? Maybe.
Well, and again, that's out of perspective, isn't it? And that's what I raise.
Yeah.
There are Star Trek
I
fans
still like the
out there
idea.
going, "Where's my goddamn Spock?" You know, a Walk of Fame, and they have a valid reason to do it as well. My problem is, Rick, is what's really behind it. Who's paid for this? It's Warner Brothers. And what has Warner Brothers done? They've created a marketing opportunity.
Yep.
That's what they've done. And I look at the cynical side of it and I go, this has been paid by corporate dollars to do it. Boom. Here we go. Free marketing for Batman. It's all great. You know what I mean? Like this is a great little gimmick for Warner Brothers and that. And I don't, yeah. You know what I mean? Like if it was me, okay, if you wanted to represent, you got all the creators of Batman in your little area. What do you do? A gold border around it or something, or create the Batman symbol around it to recognize that, hey, this is about Batman. Just don't mess with those Walk of Fame.
Or maybe
stars.
a comic book Hall of Fame, Walk of Fame. I don't know. Start a whole different.
The cynical thing about I actually have about the whole Walk of Fame now, and I don't think this was always the case. In modern times, you have to pay for it, and you're talking between $20,000 and $30,000. So, Rick, right, you're the star of Dodgeball 2, right? Yeah. And your agents are going like, man, we're going to get you a Walk of Star because that movie was so amazing, made $10 billion at the box office. We're going to you have to pay for it. They don't pay for it. It's not an honorary thing.
No.
User pays. So, for me, again, there's another level of cynicism. So, it's like, well, what quantifies? What is the bar now to get yourself a Walk of Fame star, you know? So anyway, we can go on about this for hours, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could, like, where's the bar set? And now is it set at a really low level now? Because Batman's in there, like.
Well, you've just crossed that line from reality to fantasy, and that's my concern.
Yeah, no. But we would love to hear from you guys, so let us know what you thought for sure. All right, Jace, let's get into what's in other news. Let's cross over to Marvel, mate. It wouldn't be a story without some Marvel news. We've got Agatha All Along, a premiere bewitches audiences with over 9 million views. Now, this really shocked me, to be honest with you, Jay.
I will be honest with you, dude. Shocked me too. I wasn't a massive fan of the first 2 episodes.
No, me neither.
They didn't strike me. But Megan loved it. My wife just loved it. And
what did she like about it? What was her?
Loved the whole. I think it's because it's very female driven. There was something about it. She goes, "Oh, I thought it was fun." Catherine Hahn's amazing, which she is. However, Rick, I did watch just before this show the 3rd episode of Agatha All Along, and it was a banger. It was great. It's by far the best episode they've done so far.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet.
What can I say? I watched the episode. I went, that's a pretty damn good episode. Whether they can sustain it further than that one episode, who knows? But it's done well for Marvel. And honestly, it barks against the trend of these declining viewerships in the Marvel television shows. So they'd be thrilled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Echo, one of their lowest rated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Miss Marvel didn't do that well either. There are lots of shows that haven't done. I mean, Loki season 2 did amazing, but yeah. So, and for a side character that we haven't seen in 4 years, and it's never been in a movie or anything.
No.
So to have her lead a show that is getting good viewership, but I do think it is very female focused and
it is 100%.
And I'm here for it because those characters, especially in this episode, were really kind of fleshed out, got more into it. Yeah, so I recommend watching. I don't know if you've had a chance yet to watch.
I haven't. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I have issues with it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the third one, which I'll probably will after we finish up here. I will watch it.
Yeah, I recommend it. I recommend it.
I mean, look, the show begins well with a decent continuation of the events of WandaVision, and I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I can see where the writers are going. Apart from the stories, they're having minimal confusion and plot holes, which is great. But I'm just finding that some of the characters are very weak, and I just couldn't get into it. I
think they're very valid points, and I think you're right. And it's a similar thing that I had with it. It wasn't over complex or anything. They were bearing the lead or anything. It's just those characters I didn't really care about. But in essence, now that they've actually got into the plot, and it was talked about in episode 2 that they're seeking the road, and this episode they get to the road, and that's the start of it. And yeah, I don't know. I just liked where it was going. I actually, by the end of that episode, personally, I feel like I'm connecting with those characters far more. So, yeah, give it a shot. But they're thrilled. Disney is thrilled. But I can guarantee you there will be no season 2 of the show. There will be no season 2.
No matter how well it goes.
No matter how well it goes. Because of the new model, the new Disney approach to minimization of content, this is a show that just will not continue. And it's sad because Catherine Hahn is just fire. She is amazing.
I
mean, as a actor in general, Rick.
In general, she's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But I just find her very weak in this season. These first 2 episodes I've seen, I don't know what it is. It could be some of the other characters around it, like that other young fella. I think he's a useless character.
And I don't know. With episode 3, I can't say I'm more convinced with that. I will say in the defense of Catherine Hahn's character, and where they misfired in those first 2 episodes for me was the first episodes that really her confused. Yeah. We don't really get to know who she really is because we've never really known who Agatha is.
No.
Because she's kept playing these different versions throughout the timelines in WandaVision. Yeah. So she's confused. We don't know who the hell she is. And then the second episode is let's get the band back together. Well, let's get the band together as such. So, but in this episode, we do get to see a bit more. She does shine a bit. Anyway, that's my opinion. But we're not here to review episode 3.
No. But we will watch. I will watch it. So I will continue.
Good stuff.
All right, Jason, let's move on to some more Marvel news. And how exciting was this when this trailer dropped for Thunderbolts? So everything we know about the Thunderbolts updated with the teaser trailer and poster. Wow.
All right. So basically, this is a good arc because it's going through some of the things that were in the trailer in a bit of detail. I like the trailer. I like
so good.
I think it was good that they established that this really is a Yelena movie. She is going to be the main focus, with the rest of them as being supporting characters, which makes sense. They're the anti-Avengers. They're the ones that will get their hands dirty. And it's great. And we obviously, no spoilers. I mean, Sentry was in the trailer as well.
You saw it all there.
Spoiler or not, it's all there. No, I think this could be a lot of fun. And I loved Rick, the US agent, him looking at his story about how he's a fallen soldier.
Yep.
The fact that he's back involved. Ghost, we got to see first time we've seen Ghost in 6 years since the sequel. And 2018. Everyone, Julie Louis-Dreyfus is amazing. It promises a lot, and it's really good because I think it's a good almost side piece or companion piece to Captain America: Brave New World.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's similarities there, isn't there, in the way they're dealing with content. You've got the Captain America who's following the normal kind of what we see, the good side of the government, And these guys look like they're the subversive, secret ops type of guys. So, but let's have a look and see what they had to say about what was in the trailer. Who are the Thunderbolts? And this is interesting because, Rick, I don't know about you. I'm not massive into comic books. I'd never heard of these guys until I'd heard the name, but I had no idea what the team was or anything about it before they announced this. But they first appeared in a comic, in an Incredible Hulk comic back in 1997. So they're actually relatively new as well in the scheme of the timeline. But they say that it was kind of comparable to DC's Suicide Squad. And, in this, they've had Norman Osborn as part of the team, Black Widow, Hawkeye. They've had run-ins with Captain Marvel. So these guys have been around for about, 20-odd years?
Yep.
Yeah, 30, coming up to 30 years. Which is great. So what else did they talk about in this? There was a nitpick that I thought was really... Sentry. Who is Sentry? And I had no idea who this Sentry guy is. All I know is that he's a Superman-type character. Back in 2000, they basically, Marvel, Joe Quesada announced that they had discovered a long-lost Marvel character that the company had completely forgotten about.
Wow.
He predated Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. Stan Lee was interviewed once and said he remembered the character being created by a couple of writers, but they never did anything with the character. So isn't that fascinating? They've actually, that character wasn't designed. Yeah, they've actually pulled that from the archives, which I think is a lot of fun. So, and remember, Stephen Yeun. Do you remember Stephen Yeun? He was been in The Walking Dead. Asian actor, very good.
Oh yeah.
He was in Lost. Sorry, Lost, wasn't he? He was in Lost. And he was cast a Sentry, but because of scheduling, whatever, and the strikes and all that, he was gone from it. So, but the rumored plot about it is, and this is and I'll read this out. Yelena, U.S. agent, Ghost, and Taskmaster are sent by Val to kill someone in a vault. They realize they've been set up and meant to die on this mission, so they team up against the boss to take her down, which is all in that trailer.
Yeah.
There is no, I go, yeah, that's totally all in the trailer because all those doors shut and they go, someone's, Leanne goes, someone's trying to kill us. David Harbour, though, also came out and said, and this was what he said to comicbook.com, there is a bomb drop thing we add to the universe, which will be very exciting for the movie to do at the end of this particular phase that we're in. Our characters are going to interact with something that we really don't understand, and it fundamentally changes the course of way things expand. Big words, dude. Big words from David Harbour. So, and that's a surprise, is it not, Rick? Did we not? If you had said to me Thunderbolts is going to be a real turning point for the MCU, that's what the movie's got to be, I'd be going, nah. It's a smaller film, and that's that. You know what I mean? So it's actually got me really excited with the teaser trailer and the little tidbits now. I think it's going to be great. And Valentina, or Fontaine, of course she's going to be the villain. Of course she's going to be the villain. So, because she's been evil all the way. So, and in a way, they've kind of built her up over a couple of films now, a film and a TV show. They've kind of built her character up. So this might be the surprise hit of next year. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, a teaser trailer is it was a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah.
That it was dropped. And there was a lot in that trailer.
You can really pick that trailer apart.
You can, 100%. So you really want that next trailer to be something spectacular. But, man, all in for this. This looks
all in. I don't think there's any argument there. All in.
Now, I think this is a moneymaker for Marvel as well. 100%.
I think it's what Marvel have to do at the moment too.
Yeah,
and this is what gives me hope about the future and why I'm not fatigued anymore, is because I think the directions they're going in now are very interesting and breathe life into something that could have become stagnant. And I think they've learned their lesson from Phase 4.
Yeah, looking forward to it. All right, Jace, let's move on to the next story, mate. We'll get some DC news. which is
DC
exciting.
This is a
Yeah.
nice story. I like this story.
Yeah. Does Alan Tudyk have a role in James Gunn's Superman? This is interesting. He's a great
rumors
actor.
are
Alan
about
is
that
just, he's awesome.
He's
An amazing actor.
He is, and he's already does a voice in the new DC universe in Creature Commandos. He plays Dr. Phosphorus in Creature Commandos, which is coming out this year, the animated one.
Looking good.
But isn't he just one of the most versatile actors
All rounder.
He could do anything. He could do horror, he could do comedy, he could do science fiction. He was in a Star Wars film, playing K2SO in Rogue One. He's been around forever. Even when he was playing a pirate in Dodgeball, this guy's been on.
Yeah, Steve.
And he's amazing. He's in a show called Resident Alien, which has got a big cult following. He's wonderful. You put this guy in anything, and you've got value. And my favorite film of his. And he played like a hillbilly with a mate, and they get caught in this horror kind. It's a comedy. Do you know what? They're both kind of hillbillies. Whatever they do, they start killing people around them. And
not with the other comedian.
Yeah, the zombie guy with the beard, whatever. It's a great film. Great film. He is he's a wonderful actor. What can I say? He's been in so much. I'm just trying to see if they've got anything he's in. But if he's in Superman, I would say it would be more of a voice or something. Maybe he's the voice of Crypto, because we know Crypto is in the movie. I'm talking about the dog, dude. I don't mind if he's got an inner monologue with the dog.
Well, he's already got a voice in as a character. Would we want to see him? I don't know.
I would love to see him, of course, but he's a what do you call character actor? He does those things. He played a droid in Rogue One, K2SO, and he's going to be back in Endor season 2 as well, which is amazing. He's wonderful. He's just value for money. So another great actor for the DC universe. As we get closer to this, though, Rick, are you not excited? I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
Where James Gunn's going to take this universe.
But we know how good James Gunn is, and he's not going to disappoint. And he's, with everything that they've released and how they've released it and the path that they're going, is very exciting. And really looking forward to seeing and it'll be good because, we had all that Marvel fatigue and people are just had enough of Marvel, and we want to get more DC stuff. We want to get good DC stuff. Look what's happening at the moment with the Penguin. Amazing. Let's not get too into it.
That first episode was...
Oh, my God. You know what I mean? So if we're going to get quality like that, and obviously what James Gunn does, oh, man, it's going to be great for everyone. I'm just trying to think of that movie he was in. I do remember that movie.
Whatever. Something on Bob. We'll Google it right now. We'll do it right now. Let's have a look at IMDb.
It was like that Evil Dead type.
Yeah. So I'm sure everyone out there is
something Dale something.
Yeah, Dale and
something in Dale.
Let's have a look.
What was he in? Something in Dale. I'm just
Tucker and Dale versus
That's it.
Evil. We got it.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
There you go. We can move on now.
There we go. Yeah, it was just going to bug me.
All right, dude.
There you go. Awesome. Looking forward to it. All right, Jace, before we get into the train wreck of the week, I just want to remind the guys, if you want to hit that like and subscribe button for us, we would really appreciate it. And also hit that notification bell, guys, so you don't miss out on any of our videos that appear. And also, guys, you can hear us on audio podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and we're all good podcasts are found. All right, Jace, let's get into train wreck of the week. All right, dude. Okay, who's on the train this week, mate?
And it's not what you think it is, all right? Okay. Disney is making awards push for Deadpool and Wolverine, including a supporting actor Oscar for Hugh Jackman, which is a surprise. And I thought about it, Rick, and I went, you know what? his performance was pretty damn impressive in that movie.
Damn right it was.
All right, so this is all positive stuff, and it's going to be submitted for sound and effects and all that, all great stuff. The reason if it's a train wreck, it's a waste of time.
You don't
Because
go
the
anywhere?
Oscars are so out of touch with what real people enjoy at the cinemas. This thing was massive. $1 billion plus movie.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loved this movie. But will it get the love it deserves? Hell, it might win a sound design Oscar. It may win, but they will not give Hugh Jackman an Academy Award for this. And it pisses me off because he deserves it. And
100%.
not only deserve it just for his performance in this, but the fact that they recognize him for Logan. He should have taken home a gold statue for Logan.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It was an incredible performance. And he doesn't miss a beat in this film. He's amazing. But then when you're looking at it, you've got to also look at who he's working with. Ryan Reynolds. Okay, he's behind a mask, but he transforms himself into Deadpool. Will he ever be recognized on a large scale like that? No. And it makes me sad because Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds did something, a gift to all movie fans with this film. It was made with the fans in mind. They did everything. They meticulously put together this film with all the love and care that they had, and it paid off big. So, this story is a train wreck of the week because it makes me sad that picture right there will not be a reality. So, and please, if there is a higher presence, prove me wrong.
So the Oscars, what do they look? Scorsese's come out and Quentin Tarantino's come out and said, superhero movies aren't real movies. They don't think that they are.
That's fine. They've got opinions. It's up to them.
That's fine, right?
But to say that they haven't been an important part of the movie industry in the last 20 years would be insane to say. Has it contributed to the downfall of creative stories being released cinematically that are not IP attached or adjacent? No, it has done damage. There's no doubt about it because you can't get a blockbuster made if it's not IP related, nor can you get 40, 50 million, $60 million films financed and theatrically released anymore. They all go straight to streaming. So yes, comic films have done damage in that sense. However, they have also kept it afloat, and they've also entertained millions of people for over 15 years now, which has been the golden age of superhero films. And they deserve to be recognized at the highest level. Black Panther got some love, and that was good, but we need, obviously, and it's not like you're having chumps in these films. You have the most extremely talented performers in Hollywood at the moment in these films, so... You know what I mean? And people say, well, what about Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, and Heath Ledger? Yes, but they're also comic book films that veered towards more serious fare. But why can't a comedy, an R-rated comedy, if it's that good, and it is that good, why won't that be recognized? And that's got a big part to play in it too. The Oscars are known to be genre snobby.
The Academy, they just don't.
Yeah, they get focused on dramatic fare more than comedies, So, and it should have its own category. Let's be famous: best comedic actor, best comedy film.
But this
Oscars are out of touch, man. Out of touch.
This put people back in the cinemas. Like people were not going to the cinema.
Another great point to recognise it.
And not just once. People went back multiple times. We went and saw it. I saw it 3 times. Yeah. So it needs to be recognised. It was just Yeah. Anyway,
so, there you go.
You're right. It's not going nowhere. Nah. All right, guys. So that will wraps it up for this week. What a great show, Jay.
We ended on a bummer, don't we? We always ended on a bummer.
Hugh's going to get that Oscar. Guys, if you want to see more of us, you can catch us obviously weekly here on this channel. All the links are down below. Jace, where can the guys catch you as well?
Well, they can catch me tomorrow night live. Well, I'm dating this every Friday night. This is American time at 9 p.m., which is Australian, 10:30 in the morning on a Saturday.
Beautiful.
I go live with my US friends talking Star Trek every week. We're doing a show at the moment called The Agony Booth where we watch bad Star Trek. So come and join me there. You can also find me at the Jason Roy Gaston channel. You can also find me at VHS Jace. I built a channel about a year ago, did nothing with it, put a couple of bits, but recently I've started adding a lot more content. So if you can support me over, all you got to do is go into YouTube and put at VHS.
We'll put the link.
We'll
put the link down below, Jace.
Wonderful. Excellent. So, yeah, but most importantly, you can find me here every week complaining that Wolverine will not get an Oscar.
But until he gets one, well, we'll see you next week.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. If you could do us a massive favor and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Also, come and check out us on all our social media accounts and keep up to date. And if you're looking for some clothing, you're needing some merch, we've got you covered at the Pop Culture Spread store.
Done.
I think we're still recording.